We don't expect this to be slow. It should be very entertaining. The winner plays John Higgins or Ding Junhui. They are yet to get going.
Yes, it'd be hard not to look forward to a match of this kind of likely furious pace that they'll be playing at, although Ronnie was a little bit more methodical early than maybe thepchaiya is. Anyway, interesting game.
Sullivan been very disciplined actually this week.
6.
thepchaiya's game looks suited to everything O'Sullivan likes. A fast player, gives you chances. If he's going to beat you, he's going to win frames quickly. I don't think Ronnie minds all that. Players that drag him down a bit are the ones he's had most difficulty with.
12. 13.
Yeah, there's definitely a few players standing in their way. Of course, the Yan Bingtao Zhao Jintong match is ongoing. They're 3-all. I think Zhao Jintong is quite close to un-nooh in the way that he plays.
Carter has come through 4-2. They picked Dominic Dale earlier, so some good wins for Ali Carter.
He's probably under the radar man, isn't he, for the week? You know,
yeah.
Just seeing his results coming through, and top player, Masters finalist this year.
12. Ronnie O'Sullivan 20.
Strange, because the plant seemed to go straight in as if it was set. And I don't know if that's the case. Let's have another look here. In fairness, there's an argument that Ronnie could have foreseen that happening.
Well, let's see if thepchaiya un-nooh can take advantage. Of course, he's in the top 16 now. He's number 15 in the world. So only the second Thai player to get into the elite group after the great James Watanabe. That means that he's in line to appear at the Masters in January.
There's a lot of the points raised about thepchaiya. There's something a little death-defying about the way he plays. He takes on the big shot, even when he doesn't need to. Be tight to play it with right-hand side to make the pot available.
50.
It's a good shot as well, queuing over a ball.
Yeah, I was just watching a lovely interview he did on Bays Watch, the World Snooker magazine show. He started playing at 13. He said he wasn't sure, though, it was for him. And at the age of 16, a friend of his entered him into a competition. He didn't want to play in it because he didn't think he was good enough. But he got entered into it, did pretty well, snooker. He said he didn't know any of the top players. He wouldn't recognise an O'Sullivan, a Hendry, but he got a coach who sat him down and gave him a load of Ronnie O'Sullivan videos to watch. He said, this is the sort of level you want to try and get to. And Ronnie became his hero as a result, and now here he is playing him.
41.
But he's starting to crank things up here. The other thing about him is you think of him as he's not a kid coming through. He's been around a while. He's always managed to play the game in the same way.
He won the World Amateur title 2008, came over the following year to play on the Pios Tour, which was a sort of challenge tour in effect in Prestatin. Bit of a culture shock, but he did pretty well, and you know, he's kept on improving, hasn't he? Very dangerous the way he plays.
Once the red colour, the two reds don't really come into play
55.
until the snookers are required. Might still play the cannon. I don't think he knows any other way. Brilliant.
62.
I don't know whether Ronnie looked at that, you know, that when he knocked the red in. It seemed
63.
set to the pocket from the overhead. Of course, it's bad luck if you do knock a red in, but not if it's
68.
something that you can avoid happening.
Well, this break is 3.5 minutes. It was hard at first. He had a wife and young daughter back in Thailand, didn't see them for months on end, but a couple of years ago moved them over here. Q House Academy in Darlington, got a good base. He's playing the Mark Williams shot here.
81.
Working on his average shot time, he wants to shave a couple of seconds off it.
85.
So, last 3 balls, and he's opened up with a century. Oh, he's missed the blue. It's a shame. But 85, and that was a quick kill, wasn't it? Thailand Speed King, thepchaiya un-nooh off and running, leading Ronnie O'Sullivan 1-0.
Well, you miss. thepchaiya un-nooh 4.
He hasn't really built on that form yet. I know he got in first and knocked the red in, but 2 shots already in this frame. He's misjudged the safeties. So at the moment, un-nooh is playing the better snooker, or he's settled better, one of the two. I think when you play thepchaiya, if he is able to dominate, then he can absolutely just run through a match so quickly, reminding me so much of Tony Drago, who actually contacted me today.
1.
Good to hear from him, actually, because he's doing a lot better health-wise than he was maybe 18 months ago.
thepchaiya un-nooh 1.
Anyway,
Pink stays out.
when Tony was a young man coming through, I maintained, Dave, that
1.
as brilliant as thepchaiya is and as quick as he is, he was the quickest player I've ever seen. It was lightning watching him go around the table. He'd win 3 frames in a quarter of an hour.
Yeah, well, he still holds the record for the fastest ever frame, 3 minutes.
6.
Happy to get another chance in this frame, the way thepchaiya took the first one out.
7.
I think he's just about on the red, but he's got very good cueing. Push the cue ball up the table a little bit here for a lower value colour. Oh, this is where O'Sullivan's cue ball is always a very strong point. Look where he's finished, absolutely bang on the blue, with nothing to do for the next red.
18. 19. 26. 27.
The reds are a little bit blocking each other off. There is one that goes 4 up, as you can see. Once again, he's now finding his touch in amongst them.
35.
Again, very well judged. Right about finishing short, I think, and not being on this red.
43.
Maybe the thepchaiya break inspired O'Sullivan, that 85, which probably should have been a century, because Ronnie was actually watching him intently throughout.
$57.
It's a pretty good game, isn't it? Ready. Pretty good shot as well. Should be enough. Red colour and
62.
in favour of the world champion.
63.
Yes, this match has a sort of kill or be killed quality to it, doesn't it? For the last 3 decades has been brilliant.
71. 78. 79.
Leo Scully and the referee as well being kept on his toes, but I suspect referees prefer matches like this than the real grinds that go on for hours.
92. 94. 97. 101.
And there's another one for the collection. And a timely one as well. And as I say, thepchaiya, he had a couple of chances early in this frame. Didn't take them. Ronnie O'Sullivan has stepped in.
Yeah, I think very much a confidence booster for O'Sullivan. I know it sounds odd, but as I say, he's not been at his best today. But, you know, not always very far away from your best, certainly in this case. Very nice break.
And in just 21.5 minutes, we've already had 2 frames played here, 1 each.
Oh, that was beautiful. Even when he's been at his brilliant best, the long pots have not always been going in, but I think, remember when Steve Davis just started to play a little differently, you know, into his 30s, when maybe the halcyon days were gone, his long game went. He was still good at close range, but his long game was not the same.
6. 7. 14. 15. 20. 21.
Anyone learning the game, learning the break building, watching the decision making of O'Sullivan in amongst them is to make you a better player.
Unfortunately, 28.
Missed that one by a long way. He got the reds open, but left himself a bit straight on that red. First one he's missed for a little while.
1.
It's for thepchaiya to hit him on the attack. Now the chance has come his way.
thepchaiya, un-nooh, 1.
Well, he was always a little concerned about that red just on the top cushion. It slightly hampered him. Could be costly, that miss.
And Ronnie was out of his chair before the ball just stopped rolling. He was thinking it was time to go. As I say, I think the one thing
8.
about O'Sullivan playing thepchaiya un-nooh,
9.
Ronnie is very happy to be at the table, you know, very quickly after the last time. Whatever the opponent has done, he loves a fast tempo match. I don't think he loses many of these sort of games.
16. 17. 21. 28. 29.
And the black, goodness, this is a tough shot. You won't mind that nudge. He might get a clap, but he's not as good as, even he's not good enough to play that cannon.
47.
Guess he felt with the red on the book cushion that even though the black wasn't guaranteed, it was a risk worth taking, and it looks like it's won in this frame.
It's always been the same, anything like any match like this, where he can just point his cue, see ball, pop ball. Bit of windy pops again for Sullivan tonight.
Well, he was saying, wasn't he? He's had the stomach issues.
Indeed. Hope he's okay. Playing all right.
$53.
And as I say, you know, he plays the open game himself, but he's going to have to play it better than Ronnie O'Sullivan tonight to win. That means not making those errors.
60.
Got Leo Scully on the hop, hasn't he, there?
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 60. And the free.
Very lucky in the frame.
So another swift break. A 60 from Ronnie O'Sullivan following the miss blue from thepchaiya un-nooh, and in just under half an hour He's only actually missed 2 balls, but those 2 balls cost him 2 frames.
1.
Yeah, I think the balls you miss in actual live play, because you'll see someone could make a century, miss something playing a crowd shot.
7.
Not really a reflection of how he's playing. Piling these stats, of course, former tour player, knows the game very well.
14.
The shorter format in snooker is frowned upon at first. Got very used to best of 7s now. The shootout being one, which thepchaiya,
23.
former winner, really have to play any different to his normal speed. Anyway, chance to go into the bunch here. Watch for plants. It might go in. Beautiful. Deserves to be on something. Lovely shot.
Well, if you could buy a split, you'd pay good money for this, wouldn't you? What a chance then.
29.
Take any safe route there up for the blue. Found the gap to get on the black.
46. 47.
I think it's the sort of player that if you find out he's playing, you're going to make an effort to watch him.
44. 45. 58. 59.
Gentle cannon here on the middle red in that little cluster. Not with any great speed. Beautiful again. It wasn't a difficult cannon to be fair, but he still played it well.
67.
So in the blink of an eye, it's frame ball for 2-2.
74. 75.
Once again, Leo Scullion is one of the keystone cops going around the table. I think you can speed it up.
82. 83. 90. 91.
That's great to watch, isn't it? What a sight. Plays with a lot of, kind of hits the ball with a bit of joy and a bit of, as if he always enjoys playing. He's playing the world champion.
Oh, what a
real
shame. And this match is just great viewing. A shame he didn't make the century there. We'd like to have seen that. And this match now finally poised, level 2-2.
Back on this thing where he's on about, he's looking at elevating the butt of the cue and just spoon back to the black cushion for a second. Whether he can do that or not. The double to the left middle.
These are the average shot times as it stands. thepchaiya 15.5 seconds. O'Sullivan around 17.
I'm interested in what you said about that Jamie Wilson actually being the quickest. Of course, he's not played many matches, but he is quite an exciting player. Very young player. One for the future. Anyway, he's off again here.
5. 12.
Remember, as I said earlier, part of his education was watching
13.
Ronnie O'Sullivan videos. He's his snooker idol.
20. 21.
Just slightly awkward queuing here. The bridge hand is not comfortable. He's got over it.
28. 29.
Never accuse you of over-analysing shots like some players do. It's really not his style. Just points his cue and plays the shot. Now, is he okay here? It must be tight. He can just get to that bottom red. Not much room. Maybe he has to just turn it with a bit of left-hand side. Sometimes on a shot like this, he must take a fraction more time. He's looking at a different option.
.47.
But this is the new generation, and what an exciting talent.
45. 51. 52.
Where you kind of look at the break time and
59.
4 minutes and a few seconds and he's almost won the frame.
60.
So a couple of balls away from going back in front. Of course, he won the first frame. Oh, he's missed that one.
66.
Wow. Just needed the black as well.
un-nooh, 60.
Well, it's one of those. If Sullivan can pop this red and get in, it might be a costly miss.
1.
Too early to say he'll win the frame, but should he do so, it would hurt that man sitting there.
8.
He missed a very easy red there. Be wrong to say he rushed it, because clearly that's how he plays all the time. You can't have it both ways.
60. 70.
Whether he clears or not, he'll
24.
read the signs of the importance of him doing so. If he can get this clearance, it would be quite a serious blow to thepchaiya and his chances of beating him. But there's a lot of work to do. Next couple of shots not easy, even this cutback red.
.25.
Supposed to be a little bit careful with the amount of points he takes here. I don't think he can afford too low a value colour.
29.
6 points to play with. He's just checking that out. I think if he plays on the blue, that will be more than enough. But should he take anything lower in value, then he is running a bit low on reserves on how many points he can afford to drop.
.40.
Worth the wait. It was a good shot that. He's got a little angle here. He may have the angle to move the red. Oh, what a delight. Absolutely delightful shot. The shot before on that one in a row. Magnificent.
46.
As I say, just came out of nowhere. He's going so well, looking so confident.
Going to finish this off now. That was a nice shot with Dan reverse screw. Everything's available. You just got to join the dots, really.
45.
All the momentum was with the tie. It's turned round.
8.
I don't think Ronnie's entirely comfortable out there. Lots of grunting and groaning and deep breaths.
52.
Still following the balls. Not reflected in what he's doing on the table.
57.
This clearance is why Ronnie O'Sullivan is a great champion.
63.
Yes, he's pounced and punished the error, a big error from thepchaiya. This frame should have been his. Broke down on 66, missing that red. Ronnie O'Sullivan has stepped in with a killer clearance of 70, and Ronnie O'Sullivan is one away from victory. His home nations.
Very telling frame, last one. It was going the way of thepchaiya. When you're sitting in your chair, you think maybe, well, I'm not going to get a chance this frame. And then all of a sudden, something comes up and you've got to be ready for it. That is, the champions are separate from the rest, really.
Shot.
Not meaning that it wasn't a good shot, overscrewed. But Ronnie O'Sullivan would have realised the importance of making that clearance in the context of this fairly short match.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 3.
Right, thepchaiya with another early chance back. Now if that was a pain or whether he was just annoyed.
1.
Now the question is, what has thepchaiya got after to find a way to recover from that? They've been thinking about the ready missed all the way through that O'Sullivan clearance.
9.
One of these, it's a little close to the in-off in the right corner, I think, if he plays it slowly. It's okay, good shot.
14.
Good recovery.
15.
Thing is, he's not missed a lot tonight, but what he has missed has been really costly. And if he misses again, it could be end of match.
Good game of snooker this though, Dave, isn't it, these two? We expected it to be good and it is living up to it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
20.
And this match is really entertaining.
28. 29.
And both players pot success rate into the 90s. Both playing pretty rapidly as well. At that speed, the cue ball is likely to arc
36.
away from the reds, and I think that's what happened. Played slower, he might have got the bunch open there.
thepchaiya un-nooh, 36.
Cue ball is racing.
Went it on. Okay.
Yeah, he quite likes to have some hot water sometimes in his corner.
Five.
thepchaiya desperately hoping for another chance.
Shake of the head there. He's probably just thinking about a couple of shots that have got away, but probably that red more than ever in the previous frame. Looked a little bit disconsolate there. Not lost yet, but of course it's out of his hands at this stage with O'Sullivan in.
12.
He's saying this afternoon he's enjoying just being out there playing, but he's also competing hard in all departments.
19.
This has been a much more flowing match than the one with Matthew Stevens.
Yeah, there was an element of frustration in some of these home nations, I think, the way that he played, some of the shots he played against players he felt he would beat. Maybe now that he's world champion again, he just views everything a little differently.
Well, despite all the shocks and surprises, we still have a potential Trump O'Sullivan final for the third year running. There's a lot of players, plenty to say about that, but it's still on, and Ronnie O'Sullivan getting closer to putting himself in the last 8.
Well, the red on the right cushion is so much in play, and of course he will need it. He's just going to go in front when he pots his next ball. Nothing else in mind now. Not as if the red is impossible to get on, as a right-hander that he is.
Playing time for this match has just ticked past an hour.
46.
Almost crunch time in this break and potentially in the match. Ronnie might take this red on, but it's not easy. Up into the top right.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 52.
Close.
Well, it was match over, pretty much guaranteed. Had this gone in, but it stayed out.
Those mixed feelings for thepchaiya. Of course, pleased to be back at the table, but not pleased to be in a snooker. No, Ronnie with another chance. Again, not easy. Think he can get to pot this? Yeah, he can pot this. It's a thin one, and he's a long way away from it. Late opportunity has arisen here. Right in between shots. Right in between. He's a very attacking player, but he's between shots here. Not easy.
thepchaiya, un-nooh, 1.
I think that's it. And, he just feels always compelled to take these shots on, and that was a nasty little shot to be involved with, really. It's a good attitude, but it might not be the way forward things stand.
Yellow and green required. Frame 5 was huge, wasn't it? thepchaiya was looking $1 million, but just missed that red to the right middle. A couple of balls from securing the frame.
5.
O'Sullivan made a wonderful clearance. And Ronnie O'Sullivan's going to be in the quarterfinals.
Terrific game. There was never going to be anything else, these two. They played with such fun, such sort of vigour and enjoyment. It's very easy viewing, isn't it?
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 9.
It was terrific viewing. thepchaiya needs 2 snookers.
Indeed, game, set, match. Ronnie looking a little uncomfortable, but played pretty well, all things considered. Part of the important ones, Dave.
Yeah, made the important clearance, didn't he? It was a terrific match, great viewing. thepchaiya un-nooh more than played his part, but it's Ronnie O'Sullivan into the quarterfinals. He's beaten thepchaiya un-nooh 4-2.